All agree, a gorgeous bride, Isabella, looks $1 million today. And I'm sure you all agree with me, gentlemen, when I say today is a sad day for single men everywhere, as another beauty leaves the available list. And ladies, I'm sure you all agree that today's passing by without much of a ripple at all. I was actually a little bit nervous about giving a speech today, so I rehearsed it a few times in front of a live audience at a local old people's home. And I think they went away well, because they all pissed themselves anyway. So. My youngest sister, Frankie, gave me a few tips for my nerves, as you can tell I'm shaking here. She said, just imagine the entire audience naked. As the best man, traditional for me to complete 3 rules for today. The first was to get Jake here on time and look as good as we could make him. And I'm sure you all agree that I've done the best job that I could. Look who I've got to work with. It is a difficult task, but I am the best man. Come on, I'm not a plastic surgeon. My second task is to reveal how many ex-girlfriends our groom has had. But as I'm his loving little brother, I couldn't bring myself to embarrass him on this big day. Well, I will just say, Jake, number 93 was your winner. And my last duty was to make sure the wedding goes as smoothly. This is why I have my pocket guidebook to help me, which I've actually forgotten. In a little pocketbook, the guide had mentioned 3 important parts of today's service. Aisle, the longest walk you'll ever take. Altar, the place where the two become one. Hymn, the celebration of marriage. I think Isabella must have read my book because when she was walking up the aisle, I'm sure I heard her whispering, I'll altar him. I'll altar him. On a more serious note, let me say that the bridesmaid look absolutely stunning today, and that only rightly outshone by a beautiful bride, Isabella. On behalf of our bridesmaid, I'd like to thank Jake for his kind words and say to both Naomi and Frankie that you both look wonderful and that you've done an excellent job today. I'm sure you'll be subject to much unwanted attention as the night moves on. And I'd like to personally apologise right now in advance on behalf of all the singletons out there. It's my sister. Okay. So we put our hands together for Isabella and our bridesmaids. So this day is all about my older brother Jake and the love of his life, which of course we all know is eating. Jake's other love is sports, and especially ten-pin bowling. As his younger brother, it was left up to me and Dad when we were kids to guide him and nurture his inner bowling talents, so he could be the best use of his local bowling team. From an early age, it was obvious he had a natural talent and loved the game, and it's fair to say you'd be hard-pressed to find a better lane host or benchwarmer anywhere in England. But it's a shame he hasn't carried that dedication into his working life. As I've just discovered that Jake's workmates have started calling him God, because it'd be a bloody miracle if he does any work. The little bugger was born Jacob Kevin on the 12th of August 1988, and as a baby I wouldn't say Jake was ugly, but Hannah, our mum, only suffered morning sickness after he was born. We were worried about Jake in early days as a child, as he was slightly slower starter, which I'm so thankful to say. Now Isabel tells me he's a fast finisher. At primary school, it was different for all the other 5-year-old kids. He was 11. I remember when we were kids, one particular visit to our local pizza hut, where a waitress asked Jake if he would like his pizza cut into 4 or 8 pieces. Jake's reply was, "You better make it 4 because I'll never manage 8." Many of you will be wondering how Jake became interested in ten-pin bowling, and you can thank Dad and I for that. When I was about 6, and Jake would have been about 8 years old, Dad used to take us bowling to get A, out of Mum's hair, and B, to think he could beat his own kids or something, which we're still waiting for. The great thing about Jake, though, is that he never dobbed and he never complained. He hasn't tell.
At least we'll know where she is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm the best person to dish out advice, but I do have the following words of wisdom for our happy groom. Firstly, set the ground rules and establish who the boss is, then do everything she says. 2, married life can be compared to football, so be fully committed every week. Make sure you score at least once every weekend. Make sure you change ends at half time. Put your tackle into it hard, and you might injure yourself. However, Isabella assures me that playing away from home would result in serious groin injury and definitely the quickest way to get yourself on the draft list. Number 3. Always remember the 3 little words. You're right, dear. The best way to remember your anniversary is to forget it once.
Ouais.
Right? It is to remember to get on your mother. It is important to get on with your mother-in-law. A friend of mine hasn't spoken to us for 2 years. Normally keeps in touch with argument. It just doesn't interrupt the bitch. But I won't go. Now I must say a few. Sorry. Now I must say a few words about Isabella. She's beautiful, intelligent, caring, and a fantastic mother. And I think she's made a wonderful choice for her first husband. You have brought little air into our lives and has managed to fill the world full of smiles. And I have some useful advice for you. Never go to bed on an argument. Always stay up and argue. Isabel, also remember, men are like fine wine. They start out like grapes, and it is your own job to stamp on them in the dark until they mature into something that you would like to have dinner with. Joking aside though, I'm really, really honoured to be here today as Jake's best man. Jake, you're my oldest and dearest brother, and it's been an honour to be your best man today. And I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart and affording me this privilege. You're incredibly lucky, Isabella. You're incredibly lucky. Isabella, you're a beautiful girl with a heart of gold and deserve to have a good husband. Thank God you married her before she found another. My final duty has to be my favourite. And that is to pose a toast to the newlyweds. But, before I do that, I have my own personal twist to make on this whole experience. And that is something that Jake will surely remember from our childhood, with Mum hogging the TV on one particular afternoon. So if you know the words, please care to join in and gain some of my dignity back after this. Alright. If you'll remember a film for my best friend's wedding. The moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup,
I say a little prayer for you.
I'm combing my hair now, I'm wondering what dress to wear now. I say a little prayer for you, forever and ever. I say in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never apart, I love you. Together, that's how it would be to live without you, and only heartbreak for me. Whoa. I run for the bus, dear. Run, I think of us, dear. I say a little prayer for you. I work and just take time, and all through my coffee break time. I say a little prayer for you, crying forever and ever. You stay in my mind, I will love you forever and ever. We never will part.
Got you forever and ever.
Together, let us be. I'll live without you. I say a little prayer for you. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a great audience, and it gives me an immense pleasure to invite you all to the stand. Raise your glasses and toast to the newlyweds. Mr. and Mrs. Plewis, may your life be fulfilled with many happy memories. To Mr. and Mrs. Plewis.